Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Holler with me, Heard 37. So last couple of flights, we were over in the DHL 747. We did St. Martin to Puebla, and then Puebla back to St. Martin. And those were kind of long flights. And now we've got a really short one that we were talking about at the end of the last episode. It's just Atlanta to Memphis, like 287 miles, maybe a little bit longer with this Sydney Star or whatever. But it's a nice short flight, and it pays a lot of money for such a short flight. I've got everything loaded up. This is, as you can see, the Emirates Sky Cargo. We had that one chick, Emma, take it over to Atlanta for us. And one of the good things is, so many times I put fuel in the plane and completely fill it. She didn't do anything, which is really nice because we would have had to dump so much. But I didn't have to take any out at all, which is really nice. Now, I have Atlanta scenery for Atlanta, but it's like that Imagine Sim, and I really don't like their scenery, especially compared to stuff that's out today. I just kind of crappy. I'm not sure exactly where we should go. There's no really cargo areas. I don't know if this is it's not like a real cargo area. I'm not really sure where to go. So I think we're just gonna put it like one of the heavies. We'll put here right here 4. And let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are at the plane. Some stock textures even wigging out a little bit. There are a lot of planes here. That's one good thing about Atlanta. It's got a lot of AI planes here, which I always like to see. There's our Emirates Sky Cargo. And also, what's really good is we are like right beside the runway. So, we won't have a long taxi either. Control E for the startup. Parking brake is on. Alright, so we'll go down to the FMC and get this started. Alright, so we are at Atlanta, KATL. Going to Memphis, KMEM. Oops, wrong one. MEM. We'll go ahead and activate that and execute. And we are going to, let's go over here, 9 left. Make sure, yeah, 9 left. And it is Geet, I believe it's Geet K9. Yeah, Geet K9 with the transition VUZ. And then we'll go over to the arrival, and we're going to be taking the ILS in 18 center. Make sure, yep. And it is Lugo. Let's see, Lugo H2. This will be 18B. Transition at VUZ as well. Make sure it's got everything in correctly. Take out these vectors. I hate vectors. That looks weird. 900. Alright, so I'm going to put keys up there. And then hold it keys. Alright. Execute. Go over to your speeds. Alright, so I'm going to move over to the load manager, put everything in. I'll be right back. Alright, everything's in. 0 fuel weight, we'll do 5 in reserves. Cost index, we'll do like 75. Cruising altitude, probably 32,000. I'm not sure exactly how high we should even go with such a short flight. Go D-rated takeoff. Flaps we'll set at 10. Our V speeds and our trim at 5. Alright. Let's also 150 for the V2. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. 150. Alright, let's find out our approach speed as well. And now we'll check out the legs, make sure we're not coming in too crazy. 240 to 143. I don't think so. Maybe 160. 3,000. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, we're not doing that. 18 miles to get there, so I'll at least let it go 200 to 8,000. That should all be fine. Alright. So 9 left, we'll go ahead. Well, let me... Alright, we'll go ahead and start to push back real quick. Need to get our lights on. Yaw dampers, turn on the fan, trim air, window heat. Everything should be good on there now. Turn off the APU. APU bleed. Let's go ahead. Put this auto, brakes and RTO. We'll go ahead and turn on the TCAS just so I don't forget it. I always want to do it right when I get to the runway, but I always forget. Alright, put this up to 32,000. Alright, so we're going to taxi down to the right. Wasn't sure which direction. Alright, 32,000. Turn on that flight director over there on the right. Flight director. Not sure the exact heading of the runway, but I'll put it at 90. Sounds like we got a plane with this. Put it at 96. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Though we're not totally back, but I'm afraid we're gonna end up running into someone. As you can hear their engines. I'm not sure where they are. Alright. Turn on the taxi light. Alright, let's go ahead and go down to the runway. You can hear their engines, I just can't see them. I don't want to run into someone and have to reload everything. Let's see, which taxiway should we use? There's the plane. Delta. Alright. Taxi on down here to the right. Oh, we lost our speed. Come on. Put the speed too much when I went to turn. Alright. Now we're gonna get going too fast. Actually, maybe it's that plane taxiing right there is what we heard. You could hear the engines when that plane was taking off when it was way down there. Oh man, we got a backlog of planes. Look at all this crap. I think we should have obviously taken this taxiway. That's where everybody else is lining up. Oh, and another plane comes in to join. I put the commercial aviation last time at 100%, so that's why. Alright. I was in Charlotte about a week or so ago. I mean, it was crazy. You could just... It was like clockwork. All these planes coming in. I remember when we were driving, it was just planes everywhere. Look at the frame rate. This is a stock airport. Running at 13 frames a second. Because of all the traffic and everything. Oh my goodness. How jagged can you be? We are going too fast for this turn as well. Well, it's not so easy to turn when everything's jagged like that. Now we're just gonna hurry up and wait when we get down here anyway. We started taking off kind of quick. not sitting around and wasting too much time. Yeah, we were driving in Charlotte, and we were pretty close to the airport. It was just like clockwork, watching these planes come in one after another, just like clockwork. It was really something to see. Though I guess if you live next to or near a big airport, it's not so kind of used to it. But there's no really any big airports around here. Although Charlotte is fairly big. Look at all these Delta planes. Wish that guy'd hurry up and take off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in front of us. Looks like they're like all the same airplane too. Guys finally taking off. Taking off slower than I thought. I thought initially they were moving pretty well, but they were taking their time. Is that AirTran? Yeah. Did just take off? Getting a little close. Take off, guy. Maybe we should go to the outside view. Hey, look at all the planes coming in too. I've seen several. Oh, come on. Several coming in. I don't know what the hell that dude's doing. You're going the wrong way, pal. That guy looks like he's just sitting there too. A lot of runway. There you go. Alright, we're fourth in line. I don't think we've ever had to sit like this. I've never seen this many planes. I guess it wasn't really a good idea to have 100% when you're near Atlanta or in Atlanta. Because of course you're gonna have isn't Atlanta, I believe, the busiest airport in the world? Maybe that dude's not just sitting there. That dude is definitely just sitting there. What in the world? It's kind of weird. All these planes are the exact same planes except for us. Yeah, hurry up and wait. Little close. Man, we were just so much bigger than these freaking planes. We're gigantic compared to them. Oh, here we got two coming. What in the world? Going around? They were coming in over here, which would make sense coming in down that direction while we take off over here. He must have been coming in too fast because they had to let that guy. So I got that plane just sitting there. Interesting. Yeah, because they were coming in at the other side, which I was like, that makes sense. You know, this area taking off, the other side landing. Alright. I was gonna say there's only one behind us. Must have been a crappy time. We got another one coming. Looks like, is that an Airbus or a 737? Be like the only one that all these planes are just the same. Or like, I'm not sure what kind of planes was, like MD-80s, MD-83s, something like that. Alright, we can't really watch that guy take off. We gotta get in line. Landing lights, strobe. On into the runway. Oh shit, we didn't have our flaps out. Now we gotta wait on them. Let's see, that guy taxiing over there is a bit of a problem, although we can't take off yet. But he's not going to wait on us since we're not using ATC. They basically just act like they don't even know that we're here. Auto throttles are armed. I'll let that guy cross. Flaps aren't quite to 10 anyway. Or is he just going to stop there? Is that plane moving now? Not so. It looks like that plane is actually moving now. Acting like they had to stop because of the other planes, and then even though there's us, they basically ignore us, but we're going. Perhaps they're not turning there anyway. Yeah, they are. See, it's like, yeah, we don't exist. There's no plane on the runway now. Alright, positive rate, gear up. Flaps to 5. We are a very light airplane today. Autopilot, take a look outside. I wish I had a really good Atlanta. It doesn't even look that big, and it is obviously quite big. They have this guy taking off over here, downtown Atlanta. But yeah, I would like a good Atlanta. All the guys that Imagine Sim, and I really am just not liking their airports. So it's kind of like a waste of time to even install them. Where'd that guy go? Yeah, it's a much bigger airport than that. Alright, yeah, we figured we were probably past this flap schedule. So gear up, or flaps up, put the gear, turn the gear off, keep getting to it, taxi light off. Yeah, it's a pretty short flight. Let's see if we can even, are we going to get up to, yeah, 32,000. Yeah, we are actually up at the 32,000 for a little while. Alright, well, with all that, it took us a while to get up here, take off. But I'll go ahead and speed it up, everybody, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright guys, I just slowed it down. As you can see, there's the airport. We're going to have a little problem here because it's not going to go out to Lori. It's going to come in to that turn. It's not going to go out there, so we're going to come in too close to the airport. That's going to screw up our speed and everything. So, this happened in an episode not too long ago as well. So let's go ahead. We're going to go out to the right a little bit, fly with the heading. And at Lori, we're supposed to be at 3,000 feet, so I limited it to 3,000 feet. Don't have to worry about the drag at all. Although at Lori, we wanted to be at 160, so get it slowed down as well. We're landing on 18 center. Sure. Right, left, move right around in here, I guess. Maybe it was that one that flashed. Memphis. Seems like we've flown to Memphis a lot before. I don't think anyone's ever made scenery for Memphis. It's not a huge airport, but it should be fairly good size. But no one's ever made a scenery for it. As many times as we've flown to it, it's gonna be nice. I remember flying. It seems like we flew the DC. That wasn't DC-10. It was the DC-6. It seems like we flew that a lot into Memphis for some reason. It's like we've been there several times. Alright, flaps to 10. Like I say, when we get over, come back around Lori, we need to be at about 160. And 3,000 feet. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit, just to 2x. There's downtown Memphis. Memphis is growing into a pretty big city nowadays. We're still a little high. Like I said, 3,000 feet at Lori. I don't see any other planes. You'd think at 100% you'd see something coming around Memphis. There's no general aviation or commercial. General is set to 50%. And the wind is saying it's complete opposite of we're supposed to be coming in the other way. Which would have been quicker, but oh well. Like I say, FlightSim Commander, there's just something really odd about it in the wind. I don't get it. Like what his problem is. I think we should be out to the right enough. Maybe we'll just go a couple more degrees, just make sure. Yeah, we need to be at 3,000 at Lori. Actually, it could be just fine right here, this altitude. We're just now getting below the glide slope. So I'll go ahead and I'll put the flaps to 20. So we can start slowing down as well. Let's check if 143 is still the landing speed. It's down to 140 now. Alright. I'm not sure if I should use LNAV. Because I did that on another flight. I think it was into Puebla or something. And the thing just kind of went a little haywire on me. I wasn't expecting it to do what it did. You see, we're at 4,000 feet. It needs to be lower. Get down to 3,000. Here's landing speed 140. Oh shoot, wrong one. Actually, it doesn't even matter about the LNAV because as soon as we turn, we might be able to just use the localizer. And it seems like we are very, very, very low. Our speed is dropping to 152. What in the world? We're very close to the airport. I'm going to turn down the range here. Couldn't be. We're about 10 miles, I'd say. So we need to get close to dropping the gear. Actually, I guess we're closer to 20. Exact heading is 180. We've gone out too far to the right. Are we still moving at like 2x? No wonder. I thought we moved it to normal. No wonder it's moving so fast on me. Look how far off I am. I thought it seemed to be moving a little fast. Alright, maybe about 15 miles out now. One more check. Alright, should be good. I'm almost sure I slowed it down to normal, so we don't know what the hell happened there. There's our airport up ahead. Let's see if we can hit the localizer. Should be well within range. Apparently not with a localizer. But we need to start getting down as well. Alright, glide slope just came alive. So if we aren't on the localizer, we weren't really pointed at the runway anyway. "700 feet a minute," that might be a little too quick to get this. Alright, looks like the localizer. We're on the localizer. Gear down. Alright, we're on the glide slope. Captured it. I tell you, it seems jagged. Yeah, how are we? Not sure why the frame rate is so low today. Flaps to 25. Landing speed is 140, so I've got set 145. So we should be good. I actually had plenty of time. It seemed like I was getting rushed, but I guess in the end we did have plenty of time. Yeah, I don't know why the frame rate has been getting so low. I've got it on very dense, not extremely dense. And with stock scenery and everything, you should be 30 easy. I guess maybe it's just because we're in a big city, a big area. Full flaps. Everything looks good so far. Coming up on 1,000 feet. Oh, kill the autopilot. Let me go ahead and kill the auto throttles. Alright, kill off the autopilot. Not really liking this jaggedness, it makes it so much more difficult. So far so good. I think we've moved off a little bit to the left. Getting a little low.
500.
Sorry, I'm not talking, just kind of concentrate.
300. 200. Approaching
We're a little low.
right slope.
We've gotten a little fast as well.
100 minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ah, came in hot. Daggone it. My goodness. I don't know how I could screw it up that bad. Came in just too freaking hot, man.
80 knots.
That was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Need to go back to landing school or something. That was just atrocious. Memphis ground.
Memphis ground, Emirates 1.
Alright, I'm gonna taxi over here to the left.
Taxi to the gate.
Emirates 1120 heavy, taxi to gate Charlie 7, using taxiway Charlie 1 Echo Sierra Victor Charlie.
Taxiing to gate Charlie 7.
Alright,
using
so
taxiway Charlie 1 Echo
left it
Sierra
is.
Victor Charlie, Emirates 1120 heavy.
Damn it, that landing was terrible. It's coming in way too freaking hot. I tried to do the flare at the end, but it was a little late on it as well. But I mean, as you can see, once we bounced, we went floating because we were just way too fast. It just sucks. Landing lights off, strobe off. So always got to be something. Always got to screw it up at the end. Alright, taxi on down. Make the turn. Now, I also don't understand why it's just it's like jagged.
Request taxi to the gate. Delta 1888 from taxi to gate Charlie 2 more via taxiway
Taxiing a little
Sierra
quick
Victor
there.
Charlie Delta Juliet. Taxiing to gate Charlie 2 more using taxiway
man.
Sierra Victor Charlie Delta Juliet. Delta 1888 from
See, it sounds like there's a lot of activity here, but I don't see any. I see one plane over there. I haven't seen anyone moving. See a UPS here, Delta over there. That's probably where we really ought to be for our cargo plane. This probably looks like the cargo area. Since it's a UPS over there. Might just go over there myself. There's another guy moving around. Not as much activity as there really should be. There's another UPS. Although as jagged as it is, maybe that's not really a bad thing. Don't really need it to be any worse. I'm kind of really surprised why that's doing that. I mean, we were running St. Martin's scenery and stuff better than this was running, which is odd, because I haven't messed with the settings at all. Alright, we'll take the taxi way up here out to the right. Park over near these guys. Oh, we can't actually get to there from there. So we're gonna have to go further down. Thought we were gonna have to. I didn't know you could get across the runway from right there, but it's alright. Looks like there's a taxiway here, but I guess not. I don't know where it's taking us. Let's take a right, swing a right here. Who cares what the progressive taxi is saying? It doesn't really matter. I almost forgot about that. Memphis is a huge hub for both UPS and FedEx as well. If you live in the United States, you probably know that. If you buying anything from Amazon or basically anywhere else, getting anything shipped, especially on the East Coast, it almost always seems to go through Memphis. Both UPS and FedEx have huge places there. There's also a big one in Louisville, which is, they seem kind of close. I don't know why they have two huge hubs like that. Alright. So we'll swing another right here. Come on over, park, I guess, where those UPS planes are parked. Which is correct. I mean, we are a cargo plane. Wish we had just got across that runway over there. Oh well. Not sure what kind of planes those are. I do believe they fly a lot of 737s. I know FedEx used to have a 727 out of Huntington every night. I think they switched over to a 737 though. I don't think anyone hardly flies 727s anymore. I think there are some cargo companies that might still fly it, but not very often. Or maybe I should not say not often, but there aren't many, if any, that still fly it. It's a rather old and inefficient plane. We flew it on here. Air hauler is a fun plane to fly. Can't tell if that's a 7. I guess that's got to be a 747. I was going to say A380, but I don't think UPS has any of those. All right. Yeah, here, man. That landing just really, really annoys the hell out of me. Everything's so good, and then the landing. That buzzsaw. Park brake is on. Should have turned off the TCAS as well. And that. Should have had the flight directors off. Now we're good. Take a look outside. That's not a 747. Look, we're a 747. What the hell is that? We are so much bigger than that. 4 engines. That really confuses me. There's no way that's a 747. It looks like such a small plane to have 4 engines. I don't know what it is. Odd. Maybe it's just a bad representation of a 747. I don't know. Alright, but we'll go over to air hauler, get paid. Alright, 8% damage. I didn't even think about that till I saw that. But because we did minor damage, we hurt the cargo and the plane. It was supposed to be a really good paying job, 700 grand at 200 miles, and we probably did millions of dollars worth of damage. Unbelievable. I don't know. We haven't flown the 747 in a little bit, so I don't know. But that was terrible. Been landing better than that. Ah, man. Obviously, that's not all us, but it is a little bit of us. EVA Cargo. We have never flown that. To be BKK, that sounds familiar. That's not Singapore, is it? Find out exactly where it is so we can kind of guess at what we're going to be flying next. Their EVA Cargo. So that's like the newest plane. It's in Malaysia. Never even heard of that. Ooh, that's... We could fly one to KATL. Miri? Never heard of that. Let's see if that's going to be happening soon, or if we have enough time to do it. Miri to Hong Kong. Got a 1.2 million. You know we got to do that. Yeah. Oh, it is not to it's the other Hong Kong. Okay, that's why that line was a little off. So it's to the new Hong Kong, which we've never flown to, but hey, that's fine. We'll go to that Hong Kong. I got no problems with that. Accept this job. I'm not even sure who is flying this plane. We've never flown it. It's obviously one of the newest ones. Well, it is the newest one. I believe I bought it so that we would have an equal number of 747s and MD-11s, and there's oh well, I show the pilots. That's why. So I have no idea who's even flying that. Richard Robertson. He was flying the 727, I believe, after we got rid of that. WBGR. Alright, WBGR. Miri, Malaysia. Never heard of it. 1636. So it takes like 15 minutes. I don't account for anything like being on the ground or SIDS and stars. I just, how far is it? That's how long it takes. Alright. So that's going to be our next flight. Miri, Malaysia, to Hong Kong. The new international Hong Kong. I think I have a scenery for it. Not for sure. I do believe so. We got to nail this landing. I'm tired of these crappy landings all of a sudden hit me again. Alright, but let's go ahead. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you on the next flight.